Alrighty, Doc here from North America on May Day. It's Maypole Day. It's what it is. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. of A. on the East Coast here, and then it is 10:30 p.m. in Tokyo. Just gives you a flavor of how the world is trading and who's not trading and so forth in between. All right, let's take a look at it. You can see right there, there's the dollar index on J4X. And let's get the dollar index up on Chicago Quant. I was looking at the short term. The futures contracts are really dead, which is really surprising. Kind of just really not doing anything at all. I think maybe they're trying to digest New Republic's new owner, which is JP Morgan. So I guess they're trying to figure that out because it seems to have worked right for a change. In other words, it's not a government bailout. It's the FDIC. It's the insurance corporation combination by selling it off. And it's actually working and not with much of a strain to the system, which is a really impressive thing. Who knows? You know, what do they say? A blind squirrel can find a nut, or a broken clock with the hands on it is right twice a day. And it just seems to be it's a good thing today. So I think the markets are kind of astonished. They're not sure what to do or what to say. They're just like, oh, wait a second. It all worked. And there's no government bailout. And they're not printing money. And it's like, wait a minute, what's wrong with this picture? So let's get over to let's go to Duca's, one of these places. Where are we headed? We're heading for the dollar index on Chicago Quant. There it is. Right there. All right, so you can see there, dollar has been firm for days, or sideways for days, however you want to look at it, talk about it, or describe it. You know, you can see it right here. It's been sideways for weeks, really weeks. They tried to play it down, didn't seem to work. Went sideways for 4 or 5 days. That's how the market looks right now on the stock market side of it. Then did it again. They tried to take it up. It failed there. And next thing you know, what is that? There you go. You see right there. And then it, fell back down again, and they tried to pop it on Friday. It fell right back down again, and there it is, just kind of real, basing. And again, it's that 101, 102, 150-ish area. That century mark is going to be tough. It's going to be like, Doc, when's it going to go below 100? When's it going to go below 100? It's just like all those the decade of, when is the euro going to go under 1? When is the euro going to go under 1? Well, last October, finally. After 8, 9, 10 years, people asking, it finally happened. And where is it at now, right now? 114, 115. So, no, I'm sorry, it's not 115. It's like 109, 110. So, yeah, I guess sometimes people don't know exactly what they're asking for. And then they ask for it, and then they realize that they got what they were asking for, but they weren't really sure what they were supposed to do with what they were asking for. That type of thing. It's one of those philosophical things. Chicken before egg. That type of thing. Egg before the chicken. All right, so there it is on J4X. You can see it's trying to bounce up. It's kind of sideways, like like the way Chicago is. Sideways. It's and the dollar doesn't really know what it wants to do. And since they didn't have to write a bunch of checks, and it probably, there's one confounding thing going on. Bitcoin is down, I believe, from, let's just take, this is the reason why everything is kind of stalled, I think, this to a great extent. We always say that the Bitcoin leads, or the cryptos lead the process, And so let's do this. Let's go like that and activate that thing. And then delete it, because that's gone. That's the April contract. There we go. And then let's go down and look at the May contract right there. And so we saw on Friday, what is that? That's something's wrong there. Let's fix that. We can see we're on Friday. Let's go like that. Use the default. Okay, so there's Friday. Okay, right there. And it closed at 29,485. And you can see we climbed into that weekly buy again, showing strength. Where's the line at? I don't see the line. But either way, it jumped into the buy on Friday. And it's been in the daily buy over here. And I guess that's where they're at now. They've brought it back down. And then, let's fix that better, like so. There we are. And now, we find ourselves, let's put today in. And right. Where's it at? That's CME. So let's see. Let's see if it does it off of that. There it is. And let's see what the weekly looks like. CME Globex. And you see right there, it's still holding in that weekly buy. At least it's not underwater yet. But that is an interesting sell-off. You can see the daily is trying to push down right back to where the daily went into the buy at. So I guess there's markets have been following the cryptos. The cryptos, the markets follow the stock indices and bonds and so forth. Kind of seem to be following the cryptos over the last year or so. And so this morning with it down like this, I'm wondering, after they open up the markets here in the States, will they sell it down a little bit? I would think so. I think that's going to be the play. The bonds themselves, nothing major. With Europe pretty much closed, it's a holiday in Europe. So, let me get the chat line. I've been yakking for 6 minutes. I haven't looked once at the chat line. I'm so surprised by the same situation, and that is the Bitcoin being smashed down the way it is. Oh, it's smashed. It's just being pushed down, and the bigger question is, what is the action? There's Robin. Happy May Day is right, Robin. I agree. Yeah, I put the maypole up on the Facebook. Now I'm just trying to get to my volume. There's the volume. There we are. And there's George. Take a look at silver exploding up on the hourly. Oh, let's take a look. Where should we put it on an hourly? Let's see. Let's grab it first. So let's go take a look at silver. There's silver. You can see right there, it's at the highs of the day too. It's running up. Is gold doing the same thing? Let's see what gold's doing. Gold's firm, but nowhere near. It's not like it's taking out the same percentage-wise. So now let's take a copy of that. We'll copy that. And then we'll go over to here and paste it in. Paste. Oh, you know what we'll do instead? Let's not do that. Let's do this. Let's take a... Oh, you wanted to do an hourly. That's true. You did want to do an hourly. Let's see. What do we do here? We go like this. File. Paste. There's that. Let's go in and format indicator. So it's what is that bottom one? Is the bottom one a 3.5? I think the bottom one is a 3.5. I just want to identify it. Yes, it's a 3.5. Let's say, okay, so okay. Let's do this. Let's kill this one instead. Remove that. There we are. Now, let's go into instruments and remove that. And then let's move this. Where's it at? Let's turn that on, or format that. Properties to 2, and let's make it go to that and say OK. Well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. We'll just remove that, and then we'll reinsert it. Format indicator, add gas line 3.5 super, because we're just going to be looking at one thing, and we're going to put an hourly in there for you. Right there. OK. There we are. Now we go and let's get rid of that, and let's go like this, and let's put the hourly in there for you. Right there. One. Let's go back 20 days. How's that? Let's try 20 days. There we go. Oh, wow. Ooh, wah. As they say in Israel. Ooh, wah. All right. There you go. And let's try 10 days and see if it'll fill in, and then we can always go backwards again. 10 days. There we go. So let's see what we got going on here. So it went into the sell off of that one. That's fine. Climbed back into the buy right there. And then 2 hours later, it's through the roof. Okay, cool. When's the last time we seen a jump like that, huh? Let's see. It's from the 50s to the... So it's over 56-cent move in an hour. There's a fall back on Thursday, dropping from the 25.20s down to almost 50 cents. So there was a fall like that, and then finished off halfway through on that hour. Let's see, is there any other? There's a couple of exciting ones back on the 25th. Is that? Yeah, the 25th. You can see where it drops almost 40, a little more than 40 cents, and just comes back the next hour up more 40 cents. I would just think it's just liquidity, you know. And here's a good one there, right there on the 21st. It basically had a range of almost 50 cents. Yeah, so I would just think it's just the liquidity. That's all. I guess if we had a volume indicator in there, you know, let's do this. We got a volume indicator on J4X. Let's take a look at that real quick, and we're going to put silver in there, and we'll put a 1 hour in there, and just take a look and see if there's like this massive amount of volume. I know we have that indicator in there for a reason. Let's use it there, and then as it loads. And then what we're going to do is we'll look at the volume right off on a daily, and then from there that volume indicator is almost irrelevant. Look at that; it's buried down low. I guess it has to play itself out for the day, of course. And then remember, Europe is closed, so that could be an influence right there. Now let's put an hourly up and see what kind of tenacity it had. Not much volume there yet, is it? Let's see, what time is it? It's got 18 more minutes to go. And as you can see, that volume indicator is definitely not giving us any great insight whatsoever. And this is an intraday, no less, and I kind of pay attention to volume indicator-wise. So, hey, Metho 2000! God, you remind me of my physics society every time I see your name. Metho 2000. Sigma Phi Sigma. In physics there's like a really odd combination. It's a society and a fraternity, but it's a back then it was commingled to begin with. It wasn't just a fraternity because it was women and men in the physics society back in the 70s. So. But all I remember is that was our fundraiser. Something Theater 2000 something. With the three entities sitting in the theater by themselves making jokes about the movie. Metho 2000. Yeah, see, look at that. The volume's not telling us anything there, George. So I don't know what that's all about. I guess it's just a illiquid market. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And you just keep an eye on it. And then I guess, you know what? The crypto might be the same problem. The reason why crypto is getting smacked down right now. Let's go over to the crypto again. Crypto might be being smacked down literally because no one's there. No one's paying attention. And so it got smacked down a little bit here. You know. Now, the bigger question will be is, you know, tomorrow we'll probably see it like in the opposite direction again. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, illiquidity is illiquidity. No problem. Remember, it's cheaper by the dozen, the questions. That was just one. You have 11 more. It's cheaper by the dozen. All right. From there, what do we do? We go over to, where do we go? We go over to, oh, I know what it was. We were looking at the dollar index. So what we do is we go and we start to look at the euro. So let's open up the euro. And let's put that up over here. Let's put the euro in. Move it into the daily. You know what? Let's leave the 1 hour up on the euro and just see if it has a crazy Ivan in it also. Let's see. Right there. The volume's barely moving. And that's it. Well, you could say that. And look at that. The action on it the last hour is pretty good, you know. I mean, you could say that. You know, you can see it's a big whatever, you know. It's bigger than the other two. It's lifting up. You know, metals and pairs move against dollar all the time, so you know, I mean together. They move together against the dollar usually. So let's go to the daily. Right there. There it is. There's the daily. All right. And it's loading up. Let's take a look at it over here. There's the euro. Barely budging really, but it is playing with the zero line at the moment. Look at all that. Look at that saber tooth thing going on over here. Just, you know, just it doesn't really have a lot of conviction. There's not a lot of conviction in this market. Matter of fact, I saw somebody put out the headline, buy in May, for they made reasons up like some logical reasons. Buy in May, not sell in May this year. So George says maybe it's because of Europe closed. Oh yeah, I would think so totally. I think it's just pure illiquidity. That's what I mean by it's because they're closed. I wonder if they're doing that big parade in Moscow with all their weapons and so forth. I haven't seen that. Maybe because I understand they moved a T-14 or a TF-14. I don't know, something. They've moved their most advanced tank now into Crimea, and people are going, well, there's one way to watch them lose more equipment. I think they've lost like 800 or 900 tanks. So I don't know. I don't think they're parading around so aggressively this morning. We'll see. I haven't seen it so far. Let's put it that way. All right. So from there, we go over to the cable. Let's see what the cable's up to this morning. There's cable. Firm from Friday. Kind of a little down, but nothing major. Not challenging anything particular. 4 solid days in the buy, and it's been in a weekly buy for a couple months. So, you know, since mid-March. So at this point, it's just marching along, and the dollar, again, a very thin market. You know, the dollar doesn't have real direction, you know, because there's no other trading it at the moment, I guess you could say. When Europe is closed, it really closes down. You know, that's the second largest economy in the world. Why? Again, I don't understand why the media tries to tell us that China is the second largest economy in the world. It makes no sense to me, but anyway, Europe is the second largest economy in the world, a $21 trillion economy, and they have a floating currency. So it's, you know, as much as you want, you can just measure it live every day, whereas the other you can't. I guess that's the answer to all of it today, why we're really dead. And I really don't think we're going to see a lot of money managers pushing down too hard on the marketplace today. Yeah, I really don't expect to see that. I think that they're probably going to try to turn it into a 3-day weekend as best as they can. Do one extra meeting since they're in the city. They'll probably have the 4-star lunch as usual, and not feel like they're being chased too much. All right, so there's the cable. Let's put it up on J4X. Cable. Right there. Now what's the malfunction? Oh, I see. We have it so tight. There it is. And so there's the cable there. You know, showing the strength. It's been battling to stay up. You know, it's through the line. It's heading towards the top. That volume thing is lifting up more than the other products is reflecting, and that's interesting. Now that has volume kicking up in it. So, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Hey, Benny and the Jets. Dun, 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 dun. What's up, Ben? What's happening? Hey, ¿qué pasa? What's happening? It's a quiet day so far with Europe closed. Yeah, it's quiet. I mean, I was going to get short at one point, and I didn't get short because it was so quiet, and then the S&Ps dropped, and I'm just like, don't. There's an old saying on the trading floors: never short a dull market. Okay, so that always rings in my ear when I see no volume and it's quiet. It's like, don't short it. The next thing you know is it's going up again. And the math is just, you can see here. Let's go over to here. You can see right there. There's the silver. How about that? Look at that silver this last hour. Action, ACTION. And then right there, you can see in the S&P, the S&Ps are right there. They went into a sell off of that one. It took forever for it to happen. You can see here, it went into the sell-off of that one, and it did fall down, and but it's not the most exciting. And then there's a nice little sell that has gone nowhere. It's dead. Look at it. It barely moves. 2 or 3 contracts. This is measuring by contracts. They're stuck at 51, 551. Still waiting for next tick. 550. Oh boy, 1 contract trades. Oh, there's a 4 lot that just traded at 546. How about that? Down to 546 now. I mean, look at it. Now 545. I mean, this is very lethargic, very dead. So it's still at 45. It's still at 45. Ah, there we go. They traded at 37 to 20, 20, and 21. There's 19 from 20. I mean, it's kind of dead. Where did we start off? 51. So they've traded 41 contracts, now 47 contracts since we started paying attention to it over the last minute. And it's like, that's quiet. So I don't want to. I'm going to stand to the side and watch more. Yeah, exactly, Robin. Never sell a sleeping market. You don't know when the giant wants to wake up and eat all the little people. Exactly. So that's where we are today. It's like it's a sleepwalk. Look at that. We're down to 429 now from 551. In a normal day, we're already started a whole new candle. I mean, this thing is like sleepwalking its way. I mean, this could take, 4 or 5 minutes to get into a new candle, or at least 3 minutes to get into a new candle. That's like, wow, that's a long time. Look, they're stuck at 414. 414 again. There's 413, then 7. So only there's 1 contract traded again. And, there's a big move. 28 contracts traded. Now they're pushing a little harder. It's pushing. So, all right. From there, we go from the cable to the Swiss. Let's see what the Swiss looks like. And right there's the Swiss. Swiss is being El Natural. It should be trying to roll over. It's been in that weekly sell for weeks here. And when you look at it, like I said, weeks right there. So then when we go over here and look at it, you can see let's put the Swissy up. Swissy right there. You see it's trying to launch itself to the top. It's pretty close to the top. That volume thing is not telling us anything. That's unfortunate. So what else can we say about any of that? So far, nothing. And maybe. Oh, let's. I want to do this too. I want to see if they've started a new candle. Where's that mouse at? I mean, it's just that dead. Nope, they still haven't. It's 161 contracts to go right there. Look at that, 161. Come on, move. Someone kicked the machine. My goodness. What is up with that? Come on. You can move. I know you can. There you go. There's a trade. They 1 contract. 4 contracts now have traded since we come back to look. It still hasn't generated a new candle. It's got to get the 0 and then start over again, and starts off at 6. Oh, there was a big move. 70 contracts traded. There's 40 contracts that just traded. Let's see if they're going to make us a new candle. Come on, you can do this. 2. There it is. Back to 663. And they've just taken out another 50. No, wait a minute. What is that? That's 618. That's what it is. So it starts off at 618. We're at 603. So it's a new candle now. and still in that little teeny weeny little cell that doesn't have any real gumption. Truly disappointing. George says, Doc, can we look at the lean hog market, please? Yes. I love that idea. Wee! Wee! Wait, 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 wait. Wee! Wait, 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 wait. I think that means I'm here. Wee, wee. I've noticed the way the pigs talk to each other. When they do that, a pig will stop and change direction, and start heading towards them. Or come over here. I found something to eat, or something like that. Now there is that's corn, May corn, which we're not following anymore. It's only has like 200 open interests, so we're kind of moving away from that. So I'm not sending that out to anybody anymore starting this morning. As I sip my tea, let's find the hogs. We have 2 hogs on the charts at the moment. We're looking at, there's the June contract, and they won't start trading for another, I think it's another 34 minutes. So that's from Friday's close. You see the weekly is trying to get up there in the front contract of June. Now we're also following, I've looked at this, I've been battling in my head, the September contract and the August, no, it's the July contract, that's what it is. The July and August contracts are about the same. So we're following the August. And the open interest is almost equal. Volume is basically the same. And so we're watching the August contract. So you can see there, it closed in a weekly buy last week. And we're pushing up. You can see it's been in a daily buy for 2, 4, 6 days. And then the front month, June. Wee. Wait. I'm over here. You can see that's been the same way. It's been, as a matter of fact, it's even one further back. Is it? Yeah, like there, I think. Wait a minute. Let's just double check that. That's a minus. Okay, so the buy went in here. So that's 2, 4, 6 also. 6 days in a daily buy. And now the weekly is pushing very hard. That's last week. Chances are when it opens this morning, it is going to be above the 0 line when it comes to the front month contract. Now, as again, the August contract closed in a weekly buy last week. I hope that helps out, George. All right. What else we got to talk about here when it comes to the hoggies? That's about it. All right. From there, we'll go back to, and thank you for asking. Remember, you got 10 more questions. They're cheaper by the dozen. And then from there, we go back over to, where do we go over to? We go over to, let's get to the currencies, and let's go check out the Japanese yen. Oh, that did that spike on Friday. Remember that? And I said, I was a little leery of it. I said, just buy 20% of it. So, all right, so far it's doing okay to 20%. But I'm concerned that it's going to try to play down. This may be a whole new situation. Always, George. Glad to always answer a question. There's a change of policy coming in China. Not China, I'm sorry, Japan. Wish there was one coming in China too, but not. So that's what we're seeing there. We're seeing that strength. That's why I was comfortable to say, yeah, you could easily buy whatever you're going to buy 20% of it on Friday. And then you could dollar cost average into the rest of it when it goes down. Now, we're not really seeing much down. And we're in that weekly buy. So this might go on for a day or two more. And then it'll break down. And then you could buy more. Whoever was interested in it. Was it you, Benny, was interested in buying that stuff, I think? Somebody was interested in it on Friday. Dent, 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 dent. Benny and the Jets. All right. From there, we go over to Turkish lira. And Turkish lira is trying its best to push down, but no luck so far. All hanging out in the all-time high region. You see the weekly right there. Just saying to everybody, maybe next week. The fast has broken down this morning. It's below the manifold there, but not anything to worry about. You can see that nice dive by the slow-moving algorithm. And the daily is, got that oddly upwardly slope action. You were interested in GBP AUD? Yes, I was fascinated by that, Benny. That was really impressive. That is a really interesting pairs trade. There it is right there. And you can see it's breaking down a little bit today. I'm not sure why that's there, but we'll remove that. Went into the buy here. Where's it at? Extending it right there. So it's playing a little bit, but it's been in that long march up in that weekly buy. I don't think there's anything that's screaming at us at the moment to want to get short. We would want to take profits. If you've been long it for 4 or 5 days, you want to try to take a little slice out of it, and have a nice stop in there for the rest, depending on how you trade. That would be the answer to it all. As what's Robin called, smart money management. Use your smart money management on that stuff. You can see it's trying to roll over. It hasn't done it yet. And, we'll keep an eye on that. But notice I didn't delete that screen. I think that's a really interesting product to follow. It really, really has staying power, lots of conviction. I love that. Let's put the lines in there since we didn't get a chance to do that on Friday, and it's kind of a quiet day. There. Let's get rid of that. And then the next one was right there. We'll change the colors to it in a few seconds. Then the next one was right there. Over here, over there. The Yanks are coming. There you go. There's the sell there. And then jumps into that odd buy right there and then breaks down again. But you couldn't take the short. But you got beat up. You lose right there. Doc can't be right 100% of the time. I'm only right going into the high 80s, low 90s. So, and then of course, as usual, you go buy the buy because we're in a weekly buy, and what does it do? It makes the money you lost right there. It usually does that 10 out of 10 times almost. It does that. It makes the money on the second one, and if it doesn't do it on the second one, the third one, it does it without a doubt. So it just comes down to good money management. Good. Then it went into the sell there, and again, you're not taking the sell because why, traders? We're in a weekly buy still. And then all you're doing is looking for scrumptious time. And it does it again there, too. Look at that. It does. Let's get rid of that whole line. And we'll put it in correctly, and we'll fix the colors after we put these last two lines in like that. Then you can see here, it jumps into the buy there and fails, and you lose. Doc, you burned us. And then, Doc, you saved us. And Doc's math again makes all the, as we say in Nam, buku money. It makes buku money back. That's right. All right, and that's the action-packed part of it all. That's a greenie right there. Let's fix that. Like so. Let's point out where Doc was wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I was wrong. And then it's, but I'm right a hell of more times than I'm wrong, that's for sure. And then you can see right there, again, Doc loses money. And then it makes buku again without the punji sticks. All right. And then, no, I don't need another color, do I? No, I don't. Yeah, I guess I could throw that in there like that just because I touched it. And then right there, there's the green. It starts off there. Doc's having click fun. Click fun. And right there. And that does it. Fills in all the numbers there. So while it was in a buy, and it's still in a weekly buy, It's been winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Doc threw the dinner in the trash can. And then it's, see, no, not there. Right there. That's the loser, loser. You wrong. And then it makes it back. All of it back. And then some. And then it, it goes into the old sell again there. You can't take the short again, traders. Why again? Because it's in a weekly buy. And then it goes into a buy again and throws it on the floor. And then the Uber pulls up with tons of food, and you eat like a king. Look at that. Win, win, win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. So that is it. That's for you. Dun, 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 dun. Benny and the Jets. All right, traders, what else should we do? Oh, you know what I should do also? We're going to keep this chart around. Because me likey this chart. So we're going to go GBP space AUD. And that's going to be one of our, I think I might even fight to get that up onto the spreadsheet one day. That might end up on the spreadsheet. This is a very interesting product. Thank you, Benny, for bringing it to us. It's a good product. It is a really good product. It's one of those classic Commonwealth arbitrages, I mean, Australia is in the Commonwealth. England is in the Commonwealth. And obviously, these are probably, let me think. When you think about the Commonwealth, I would have to say that Australia has to be number 3, maybe in the Commonwealth, equity-wise. So in other words, you got Great Britain probably number 1, equity-wise. Then you have Canada. That's it, Canada. They're neighbors up north. That's probably number 2. And then Aussie has to be number 3. And then after that, it kind of gets thinner. I guess New Zealand is somewhere along in there. But you got South Africa. South Africa is probably number 4 out of it all. And then I guess Nigeria maybe number 5 or 6. Or no. You know what? Probably after South Africa, it's probably the India, the rupee. That's probably the next one that's strong. There's about 5 or 6 countries in the Commonwealth that have some really good currencies. And you've just pointed out one of them. Hey, Ben, no problem at all. If you can put up with my singing. We give you a medal after a while putting up with Doc's singing. Doc likes to sing. La 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 la. Well, I also do a Tarzan chant. Oh, I do them all. I used to love walking around the floor making noises. In a room with 3,000 people trading money. I'd be walking around making some strange noises. I could really get away with it. All right. Let's see. Where do we go from there? Let me save that too. I don't want to lose all those lines. Save. And save workspace as. Zip-diddy-doo-dah. Yes, indeed. All right. That's there. Like I said, I might move that up onto the... I might get rid of... I'm not sure about getting rid of anything, but I might slide that in. I think that's well worth... I think traders would like to see that product. It's got a lot of continuity to it. When we squeeze that product back, it's like an arbitrage, Look at it. It goes into the weekly buy here, goes into the weekly sell here. That's pretty good. You could really, you would catch that sell-off. What a great sell-off to catch, That's a fantastic trade. And when it comes to the buys, you can't take those little choppy buys to begin with because, it's in the sell, But then when it starts to really get, it gives you this warning here where it gets into the daily buy right around in here after vacillating back and forth. And it catches that ride, so you're not short for this adventure, and you got the fast algorithm. Let's move this up a little bit. You got the fast algorithm. It's a very insightful or let's put it this way. It has great stability, this product, this pairs trade. It has, we used to call it conviction. It has really good conviction. On the trading floors, we would refer to it as conviction. On the equity side. I don't know, Robin, what you guys used to call something that would like to trend really well? A good trending stock, good trending commodity, right? You would call it a trending thing. Wasn't that what you guys used to call it over on the commodity side in the pits? I remember hearing them say that a lot of times, like, "Oh, this is a real good trender." Over on the equity side, we would refer to it as the. Remember, we're doilies and tea on our laps on the equity side. Old Wall Street and so forth. Sing away, making money, and singing can't be harm. Yeah, I agree with you. I go with you. Thank you for the compliment there. My mother used to say, it's better to laugh than to cry. And I agree with her. And so, there's a lot of good conviction here. Yeah, when you had at both Mercs, when you had a good product that was trending and trended very well, traded very well, very predictable. What did you call it? A really good trending commodity, or it had staying power or something like that. I think you guys used to say it had staying power, or it was a great trender. Didn't you guys have a nickname for it? We on the equity side we used to call it conviction. It had great conviction. Remember, we'd come up with weird words like sticky when something's wrong. Instead of saying cut the damn thing off, it's like, oh, it's kind of sticky. All right, where do we go from here? Let's jump over to where do we jump over to? Let's see. So that's GBP. We looked at the Turkish lira. Oh, we go over to the King Mexican peso. That is my new name for it. The King peso. And my friend who's totally into the BRICS, I finally got it through his head what the hell's going on. He's finally like, oh, I see what you mean now. It's like, yeah. If the BRICS get going and the peso's in there, it's going to be the bulk of the pesos. Because it's a very liquid currency. It has 4 or 5 million barrels a day of oil. It's an oil country. Has some silver mines. It has that classic thing they say in real estate: location, location, location. It's bordering the United States. It has a lot of positive attributes, no matter what. So it would be the most powerful brick if they put it in the BRICS. Now that's the question: will it end up in the BRICS? Will they be willing to hold up the world the way that America has to do it with the dollar? That's a whole different conversation, Yeah, that's a whole different, It's one thing to talk about it. Like, what was funny is when we saw that Saudi Arabian Chinese oil trade that's been rumored for the last couple of weeks, and they traded it in the renminbi, the Chinese yuan currency. And then what did Saudi Arabia do? They went to the Shanghai exchange and bought gold bars with the renminbi or the yuan, whatever you call it, and then exercised it and took delivery. So really what China did is they traded oil for gold, which I don't think they're going to be in a big mood to do. But the thing out of the whole story is that exchange was created in 2002, and it's pretty much a dormant exchange. There's nothing really going on there, and it's a legitimate exchange in the sense that it has an odd sized bar or something like that. But more than that is it uses foreign depositories for storing the gold. So they didn't actually pull it out of China per se. They pulled it outside of China. I'm sure again they're not happy about losing gold from their own exchange, but they want to put that facade up that the Chinese yuan is growing in power and strength and so forth when it's only 2 or 3% of the day of trading at most. So, and that's all because of they're the colony. They're the colony of America. So it's only because the colonial power above them pumps tons of dollars into them to begin with. So, all right, good reason for them to be angry. All right, China's angry. Let's go to the peso and look at it right now. There it is, King Peso. You see it's just kind of parked dead like the rest of everything else today. It's in a sell for a second day. Friday it closed in the daily sell. Let's put that line in there on the King Peso. Like so. And you can see the weekly this week is trying to move up a little bit. I don't know. This is kind of like that par on Euro. That 17 is a really strong support area. And so we had, well, actually for a long while, for like 4 or 5 years, the 19 was a really strong area. So that's why that line is there. And we've drifted underneath it. Notice when they announced that they were going to go consider joining the BRICS, and within 2 days, 3 days, they had it well beyond that with no problem. So now they've kind of settled down. I don't know what the story is. No one's telling us anything. So we're just watching like everybody else. All right. From there, we go over to the two currencies that match up to the commodity market. And right here, this is the Canadian dollar against the American dollar. And when it's going down, it's gaining against the dollar. And when it's going up like that, it is losing against the dollar. So what do we see here right now? We go over to J4X, and we will slide in the Texas sweet crude right there. Just don't you want to eat it like honey? Yum, yum. And you can see here it's been on a downwardly trend for a bunch of weeks. And this was in an upwardly trend for a bunch of weeks. You know, they kind of march along now. You can see it's flattened out the last couple of days. I think it's still in a daily sell, though. Let's just take a look at that. And it's in a weekly sell. So let's dance our way over to the oil contract right there, the front month June. And you can see it was trying to get into the buy, and it's still trying to get into the buy. It failed at it on Friday. It's lower than Friday. We're in the weekly sell for 2 full weeks, going on a third week now, right there. So when we go back to Canada, oh, Canada, right there, you can see it's gaining a little bit against the dollar the last couple of days. And so the oil market is kind of sloppy and sideways. Unfortunately, now the other currency that we always watch that ties to the commodities is gold and the South African rand. But ever since the political turmoil that started down there back in December, is it December? We'll tell you in a few seconds here. We have it marked on the charts. Yeah, December. Ever since that political turmoil, to us, we think the rand should be not at the 18s, it should be in the 14s. But because of the political turmoil down there, it's taken a big haircut over that whole situation. As you can see right there, it closed in a weekly buy last week. Right there. And so that's not good. Now, when looking at gold, usually that is a sign of gold going down in value. But we've already seen what silver did for George, and I figured who else was asking for the silver this morning. There it is right there. There's the gold. And you can see gold is trying to lift up, join in with the silver. And then when we go over to here, over here, I sang that one already. I won't sing it anymore. There we go. And you can see here, it is trying to lift up. You know, it settled on Friday at 1999. Now I could go with Prince, like it's 1999. And you can see it's trading at 2013, almost 14. So it's up about $14 from Friday, and that's pretty cool. But we got a red and a green going on right there, so it's a volatility signal at the same time. So we got to wait until it straightens itself out. And at the same time, it's still in that good, looking good Billy Ray weekly buy from way back here in the low mid 18s. So there's a 200-point move since it's gone into the weekly buy. So it's, but look at it. It's kind of flattened out after no more than. I guess you could say the last month and a half, it can't get its game together. Really, you get these crazy pops, the next day you get them breaking down again. Central banks are not happy. Okay, there's the Dow, kind of moving down now a little bit. Let's go take a look at the. Let me just go take a look at the S&P again. They're pushing on it a little bit more. That's still in a sell from that sell signal right there. But it's not gone far. Just a few handles. The very short-term one right there went into the sell right there, and it's been just lethargic. It went into the buy off of that one right there. And then it's trying to get back into the sell here, but I don't know how well it's going to do. We'll see. And what have we got? We got 11 minutes to the U.S. Open. So we'll see what they do with that. There we go. It did close in the sell. This is the short term. And everything else is in sells here. This is 3 bars of in a sell. This is 2 bars in a sell. It's got 14,000 to go still on this one. That's a lot of work. Lots and lots of work. All right. Now, from there, we'll move over to, I guess we could go to the metals more and look at that. Let's take a look at copper. We've seen both of them. Oh, you know what? Let's just take a quick look again on the silver. And there's the silver still holding up over the 26 area. Weekly looks fine. I mean, they're in buys. So they're not exactly like having issues. And you can see here, there's copper trying to lift up this morning. I think they closed copper in a buy last week, in a daily buy, not a weekly buy. I think it was in a weekly sell. Right there. There's the July contract. Yeah, Friday closed in a buy. There's your spike again, George. They're doing that little spiky thing in the copper too. And it closed in a daily sell. I'm sorry, weekly sell right there. Closed in a weekly sell, but you're not short yet. And why? Because we're in daily buys since Friday. So it goes into a weekly sell and a daily buy simultaneously. I thought that was going to be interesting. And sure enough, it is interesting, that's for sure, and keeping you safe. Chicago Quant Technologies keeping you safe. All right, and then let's check out platinum. Platinum is kind of like that barometer of temperature. It's got that law of thermodynamics going on, and it's up today. And it's been in the sell since here and done almost nothing with it. It's in a weekly buy with no problem for weeks upon weeks, and now it's bouncing up. So it's trying to lift too. It just seems like that's where the pressure is. The pressure is in the metals complex to move up. Why? I don't know. But I would treat today like a holiday and be careful. Don't try to build any real positions. I'm flat at the moment when it comes to short-term trades. I'm not convinced anything is going on yet. And then when I saw that funny article this morning, I thought it made a lot of logical sense. I forget who wrote it, but it was like, don't sell in May this year, buy in May. It's like, oh, okay. Let's see. Benny says, may I ask if there are courses about the indicators you use, and are they on the Dukascopy app? I don't think they are, but here I can help you out with that in the sense I'm going to throw a picture up, and you can go to our website. Yes, there is. That's right. We have a website. I forgot. Yes, forgot about that, Ben. We have a website. Yes, we do. And I'm going to go find it for you in a few seconds here and show you where it's at. Sometimes I have to wonder with me. It's like, hello, Doc, wake up. Oh, Doc, wake up. Where are you? It's around here somewhere. And you'll talk to Robin if you choose to. Now, where in bloody haze is it? Search? I don't know. Well, sometimes I really worry about myself. What is up with this stuff? I know I parked it there. Where did it go? Trading. It's in trading. It's got to be in trading. Where is it at? Economic calendar, Dukascopy, Raymond Merriman. Where? Oh, there it is. I have it down at the bottom. There we go. Let's move it over for you. And there it is right there. And you can see the website. There we are. Let's just shrink that down so it doesn't torture you too much. Oh, like that. And so that's it right there. Is that making sense? Yeah. There it is right there. And there's the website right there. So, all right, from there, where do we go from there? We're going over to, we did the metals, right? And then let's take a look at the energies. See what the energies are up to. So let's go to the front month crude again. We saw that it's trying to go into the plus, and it's down on the day at the same time, which is always kind of fun, DARPA is making Nikola Tesla dream of wireless energy and reality. I hear you. They've been, what they've been worried about wireless electricity, Robin. They're worried that a cloud will come down low enough and interfere and misdirect the signal, and next thing you know, they're cooking somebody. That's what they've been usually worried about, because it's always been on some type of microwave level. They've been talking about that and experimenting with it, And the problem is it can be misdirected relatively easy. So you need to live in a civilization where there's not like airplanes and so forth, but communicating electricity at the same time. Instead of wires and poles, it's broadcasted in a concentrated signal. All right, and there's crude. And then from there, let's put Brent right there up on J4X. There it is. You can see it's trying to lift too. It's got that angle thing going on. Angular momentum, as they say in string theory and atomic theory. Angular momentum. It just means it's going in a circle. That's what angular momentum is. It's in a circle. All right. And then from there, let's put up the back month to get a flavor. You can see the front month is trading at 75.39 as we speak. And the back month is trading at 74.40. So it's basically $1 underneath 3 months out. So there's not a lot of love there. And so that's see right there. There we are. So I hope that helped you out there, Benny. Right there. How's that? Dun, 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 dun. And it's highlighted there in the left corner. I hope that worked out for you. But just go Google. We're pretty much at the top of the list when it comes to Googling, like Chicago Quant Technologies. And then you can see the phone number. Just make sure it's the same phone number, and then there it is. And then it'll be the same website and so forth and so on. You still can't see it? It's right there. It's that thing I'm flashing green and blue and let's see if it flashes blue. There, yeah, there. That's the name of it. And then the website is the same thing, and they're all lowercase. So it's not capital C and it's not capital Q. But it is two T's. T there, a T there, and a T there. Technologies. And you'll be able to see it on the replay too. So now there is September. Like I said, the September crude contract is kind of pushing back. Let's take a look at Nat Gas right there. Let's put Nat Gas up on Chicano. No, not Chicano. Let's put it up on J4X right there. Where's Nat Gas? It's around here somewhere. Nothing up my sleeve. There it is right there. Nat Gas is trading at $2.30, almost 31 cents. In Europa, it's more like $28 per cubic foot. In the United States, it is $2 a cubic foot. So then, let's see, we go over to, no problem, Benny. No problem. Then from there, we go to, where do we go from there? We go to, oh, I know it is. We go over to the, oh, I got to get out of here. It's 28 after. There, let's just show you what the oil in the nat gas is doing in Europa. And then we're out of here in Spain. Right there. It's hanging around the low ends of the 28s. So, all right, traders, this is Doc from North America. We will catch you tomorrow, same time, same channel. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. That'll be tomorrow. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart trading day and enjoy your May Day. We don't do ours until the end of the month. Ta-ta for now. And arrivederci.